Good evening. We still have scholarships coming in as we prepare for this evening. Thank you and welcome. Thank you for your patience in waiting for our students to come in. At this time, we'd like you to please stand as we listen to our Vineland High School Select Choir sing the national anthem. You may be seated. Welcome. I'm the proud interim principal here at Vineland High School, and I would like to first welcome you and thank you for coming this evening. I want to thank all of our donors for being here, and your generosity for our students is greatly appreciated. At this time, I'd like to invite Mrs. Suzette DeMarchi, Executive Director of Curriculum Instruction, up to the podium to do our welcome and introduction of guests.
Good evening, class of 2025. Let's give yourselves a round of applause. So good evening to our graduates, our families, Board of Education members. Thank you to Mrs. Cadaspati, our board president, Mrs. Perez, board member, and we have Mr. Sobrana, our board vice president, here with us this evening. Thank you to our faculty, and thank you to our community members. It is a true pleasure to share this evening with you, and I am deeply honored to celebrate the remarkable achievements of the dedicated students of Vineland High School. This ceremony not only honors our students, but also celebrates the collective success of Vineland High School. Our students have excelled academically and thrived in extracurricular activities, including athletics, technology, the arts, and community service. Your tremendous growth and ambition have made us all incredibly proud. To those receiving scholarships this evening, take a moment to reflect on the effort and sacrifices that have brought you to this milestone. You were selected for these awards based on your outstanding accomplishments, and you deserve to celebrate in this culmination of your time with Vineland Public Schools. Congratulations to all once again, and best wishes for a bright and successful future. And at this time, I would like to call to the podium our Board of Education President, Mrs. Cadaspati.
Good evening, families, faculty, and most importantly, our class of 2025. I am honored to speak on behalf of the Vineland Board of Education at this year's Merit Assembly, and I'd like to say how incredibly proud we are of you. Tonight, we honor the exceptional achievements of our graduating seniors and recognize those who have earned scholarships through their dedication and hard work. First and foremost, congratulations to all of our scholarship recipients. Your commitment to excellence in academics and your contributions to our community have set you apart. To the families and friends who have supported these students, thank you. Your encouragement and belief in their potential have been vital to their success. To our dedicated teachers and staff, your passion for education and unwavering support have been instrumental in guiding these students at this moment. We appreciate all that you do. Students, as you move forward into the next chapter of your lives, remember that this is just the beginning. The scholarships you receive tonight are not just rewards for past efforts, but investments for your future. In closing, tonight is a celebration of your hard work and the bright futures ahead of you. I wish you nothing but the best on your next journey. Congratulations once again, and we can't wait to see what your next achievement will be. Thank you for allowing me to speak, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Mrs. DeMarchi and Mrs. Cataspati. Again, I'm Miss Quinn. I am the couldn't be prouder, principal of this lovely Vineland High School. Good evening, distinguished guests, scholarship donors, proud families, dedicated faculty, and most importantly, our exceptional class of 2025 seniors. We welcome you to this truly special evening at Vineland High School. It's our 39th annual Senior Merit Assembly. For nearly 4 decades, this ceremony has served as one of the most cherished traditions celebrating the remarkable achievements of our graduating seniors, who have distinguished themselves through academic excellence, leadership, and service to our community. The scholarships handed out this evening, I totaled them up, is over $300,000. That is remarkable. Thank you to all of our donors. As we gather here, not just to recognize individual accomplishments, but to celebrate a collective spirit of excellence that defines the Fighting Clan. The students we honor this evening represent the very best of Vineland High School's standards for dedication, perseverance, and the pursuit of knowledge. As we look out at this year's merit recipients, we see future doctors, teachers, engineers, artists, entrepreneurs, and military leaders who will make their mark on the world. But more than their career aspirations, we see young people of great character who have already begun to make a difference in our school and in our Vineland community. To our honorees, your achievements reflect not only your individual talents and hard work, but also the support of your families who have encouraged you, your teachers who have challenged you, and the community that believes in you. Today is your moment to shine, and we couldn't be prouder. To the families and friends in attendance, thank you for your unwavering support and for raising these remarkable young people who continue to elevate the reputation of our school and our community. Before we continue with the program, I would just like to recognize some of our teachers, our guidance counselors who put this together this evening. I would also like to thank our superintendent, Mr. Alfonso Llano. He is out in the audience. And I'd like to recognize our staff here at Vineland High School, the principal at Tanner Building, Mr. Justin Adams, assistant principals, Mr. Jamal Hall, Mr. Brian Newton, Mrs. Christina Craig, Dr. Manchuana Laksamana, Mr. Jamie Lapsley, Mr. Rich Panis, and Dr. Kelly Cornish for all of their help and support putting together this evening's event. To our donors, we cannot thank you enough for your immeasurable contributions and dedication to our future, our students. We thank you. Students, I encourage you to express your gratitude to those donors who are giving this evening scholarships in memory of loved ones or community causes. Please remember to be grateful and acknowledge their contributions. Many of these scholarships are amazing, and like I said, over $300,000 in total will be given out just this evening. At this time, I'd like to call Mr. Brian Newton up to the podium to help me start the scholarship awarding. Students, when your name is called, you will come to the front where the red area is. We ask that families stay seated. We will have pictures done by our staff here, by Mrs. Gia Masuri, and we will also have stations out in the lobby where you can take pictures after we give the recipients their scholarships. Recipients, make sure that you're checking your envelopes. In the envelopes will be all the information you need to make sure you express your gratitude and thankfulness for the scholarship. Let's begin. Our first scholarship recipient this evening is Emmanuel Ortiz. Emmanuel will be receiving the Cole the Deaf Dog and Friends Scholarship, and it is given out by Miss Nikki Hanna this evening. And I believe she has Alice with her.
Our next recipient is Mason Afanador. He will be receiving the Ronald Franceschini Senior Memorial Scholarship presented by R.J. Franceschini.
Congratulations. Our next award recipient will be Miss Emily Blas. Emily will be receiving the Alfie Freeman Dan Barcy Scholarship given out by Tiffany Velez in the amount of $500.
The next recipient is Lacey Buckingham. She was rewarded with the Justin Cole McCaffrey Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $2,500, presented by Marilyn Alston, as well as the Rosary Avita School Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Our next award recipient is the amazing Abigail Berger. Abigail will be receiving the Cumberland Players Drama Scholarship in the amount of $100. Many of you saw Abigail on stage at the You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, this year.
Okay, the next student is Dawson Carter, who will be receiving the Diamond Social Club Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, the Jeffrey Gross Jr. Memorial Scholarship, which will be presented by Krista Fabry and Natalie Gross, the Tyler Hensley Memorial Fund Scholarship, presented by Maria Hensley, and the Shea Kotak Memorial Rotary Scholarship.
Our next recipient is Cassidy Castro. Cassidy will be receiving the American Red Cross Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next recipient is Alexander Clouding, who will be receiving the Sam Bazowski Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next recipient will be Victor Cruz. Victor Cruz will be receiving the Justin Cole McCafferty Memorial Scholarship presented by Marilyn Austin in the amount of $2,500. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Our next recipient is Amy Dahaza Marchena, who will be receiving the Starzon Family Scholarship in the amount of $500, and as well as the John Junta Memorial Scholarship, which will be given by Deborah Gowdy in the amount of $1,500.
Our next recipient is Jessianette Deda Gorbalo. Jessianette will be receiving the CCASA Allen and Associates in memory of Stanley H. Allen Scholarship in the amount of $250 and the Thomas Mastroianno Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next recipient is Angelise De Jesus. She will be receiving the Durand Elementary PTO Scholarship in the amount of $500, the Dolores Romero Memorial Scholarship, which will be presented by Margie Martinez in the amount of $500, the Dr. Mary L. Gruccio Honorary Scholarship in the amount of $500, the VEA Scholarship in the amount of $850, and the VASA Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next recipient is Danica Feaster. Danica will be receiving the Japanese American Citizen League Scholarship in the amount of $200 and a beautiful certificate. She will also be receiving the Petway Patriot Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Our next recipient is Dulce Flores, who will be receiving the National Honor Society Scholarship in the amount of $500 and the Sir Speedy of Vineland Scholarship in the amount of $200.
Our next recipient is Michaela Giuliani. Michaela will be receiving the Edward F. Duffy Rotary Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, the Michael L. Gruccio Jr. Memorial Scholarship given out by Dorothy Kogman in the amount of $1,000, the Petway Patriot Scholarship that is $1,000, and the Joseph and Ruth Seidlecki Scholarship, which is $12,000 over 4 years. Congratulations.
Our next recipient is Jaden Goldsboro, who will be receiving the CCASA Allen Associates in memory of Stanley H. Allen Scholarship in the amount of $250.
Our next recipient is Terrell Graham. Terrell will be receiving the Sergeant Christopher G. Maddy Memorial Scholarship given out by Devin and Paulette Maddy in the amount of $500.
Our next recipient is Kylie Haig, who will be receiving the Kathleen and Deloro Memorial Scholarship, which will be presented by Raphael Masonette and Dawn Spickenruther for the amount of $500.
Our next recipient is Alani Hanna. Alani will be receiving the Antique Arts and Cultural Society of South Jersey Scholarship in the amount of $100.
Our next recipient is Robney Carr, who will be receiving the Lubin Stern Family Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 and the Vineland Early Childhood Advisory Council Preschool Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 presented by Brandy Gautier.
Our next award recipient is Eliana Convey. Eliana will be receiving the Newfield Bank Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Our next recipient is Aaron Cross, who will be receiving the Lloyd Ronchetti Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 presented by Chief Cross.
Our next award recipient is Christine C.C. Lamb. Christine will be receiving the Mark Melamed Gabriel Project Scholarship in the amount of $250.
Our next recipient is Nicholas Monero, who will be receiving the Italian-American Benevolent Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 and the Thomas P. McCann/Crew Scholarship in the amount of $500 presented by Dr. Tom McCann.
Our next recipient is Asia Martin. Asia will be receiving the Cumberland County Municipal Clerk's Scholarship in the amount of $250.
Our next recipient is Sophia Mazowski, who will be receiving the Alpha Delta Kappa Phi Chapter Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, presented by Dr. Kristen Speakman, principal at Winslow Elementary School, the Italian-American Benevolent Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, the Lubin Stern Family Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, the Petway Patriot Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, and the Vineland Education Association Future Educators Award, presented by Lou Russo, VEA President, in the amount of $850, and the Jeffrey A. Clay Scholarship for $1,500, presented by Jim and Kathleen Clay.
Our next award recipient is Angelina Medio. Angelina will be receiving the Italian-American Benevolent Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. She will also be receiving the Veterans Memorial Scholarship given out this evening by Principal Mr. Raphael Masonette and Miss Dawn Spickenruther. She will also be receiving the Women's Club of Vineland Scholarship in the amount of $1,500, presented by Linda Galena.
Our next recipient is Elijah Milbourne, who will be receiving the Sergeant Christopher G. Maddie Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500, presented by Devin and Paulette Maddie.
Our next recipient is Liz Montero de Jesus. Liz will be receiving the Women's Club of Vineland Scholarship in the amount of $1,500, presented by Miss Linda Galena.
Our next recipient is Jordan McBride, who will be receiving the Kaisman Family Rotary Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Our next recipient is Amanda Nemeth. Amanda will be receiving the Dr. William Mennies Alumni and PTO Scholarship presented by Dr. Kristen Speakman, the former assistant principal at Mennies School. And also she will be receiving the Sylvia and Albert Stern Scholarship in the amount of $10,000 over 4 years. She will also be receiving the Stephen J. Volpe Memorial Scholarship given out by Jerry Volpe in the amount of $1,000.
Our next recipient is Brandon Nieves, who will be receiving the Lubin Stern Family Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Our next award recipient is Isabel Oliver. Isabel will be receiving the Edward Pinson Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. She will also be receiving the Vineland High School Arts Department Scholarship in the amount of $200.
Our next recipient is Malai Palmer, who will be receiving the Mary and Andrea Bell Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
The next recipient is Miss Alessandra Parent. Alessandra will be receiving the Vineland High School Class of '83 Scholarship presented by Miss Deborah Quinn.
Our next recipient is Jenna Pollock, who will be receiving the Brian P. Giuliani Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 and the Sergeant Dominic Pilla Middle School Alumni Scholarship in the amount of $500 presented by Miss Nicole Oshenik.
Our next recipient, and I'm glad she was able to make it here because they did have a softball playoff game, Miss Natalia Ponce. Natalia is receiving the Gerald J. and Marie Barry Memorial Scholarship given out by Brittany Barry in the amount of $1,000 and a plaque. Natalia will also be receiving the Tyler W. Hensley Memorial Fund Scholarship presented by Maria Hensley in the amount of $1,000. Natalia will also be receiving the Vineland High School Tennis Scholarship presented by Mr. Luciano in the amount of $500. And finally, she will be receiving the Vineland Education Association Future Educator Award presented by Mr. Lou Russo, the VEA president. in the amount of $850.
Our next recipient is Lionel Powell, who will be receiving the William Simpson Scholarship in the amount of $525, as well as the Billy Consolo Memorial Wrestling Scholarship in the amount of $2,000, which will be presented by Dorothy Kargman and Coach Homiak.
Our next award recipient is Hector Rivera de Jesus. Hector will be receiving the S.J. Mopar Connection Automotive Technology Scholarship in the amount of $500 presented by Deidre Brown. He will also be receiving the Automotive Parts Company, aka Napa Auto Parts Scholarship in the amount of $250. He's going to be an amazing mechanic. He's worked on my car. He's amazing.
Our next recipient is Valeria Rodriguez Aponte, who will be receiving the Puerto Rican Social Action Committee Alvaro Ocasio Senior Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $500, presented by Nancy Afanador.
Or Jazzy Demby, another. Our next recipient is Sherilyn Rosado. Sherilyn will be receiving the Master Joseph Ramirez Scholarship given out by Master Sergeant Jim Eubanks and Miss Jo Denise Muller in the amount of $500.
Our next recipient is Chad Seor. He'll be receiving the Pete Adams Memorial Wrestling Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, the Catherine J. Arpino Estate Scholarship, which will be presented by David Hart, which is $20,000 over 4 years, the Jeffrey A. Clay Memorial Wrestling Scholarship, presented by Jim and Kathleen Clay, in the amount of $1,500, the Diamond Social Club Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, and the VHS Class of 1993 Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next recipient, Tyshawn Seegers. Tyshawn will be receiving the Vineland High School Dennis Tanner Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, presented by Miss Darlene Boone and Miss April Kinder Stevenson.
Our next recipient is Aaron Shipman, who will be receiving the Petway Patriot Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, the Master Sergeant Joseph Ramirez Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, which will be presented by Master Sergeant Jim Eubanks and Miss Jo Denise Miller, and the Lloyd Ronchetti Scholarship in the amount of $1,000 presented by Firefighter Shipman.
Erin also received a scholarship at our military banquet this past month, and she received that from the Daughters of America, of the American Revolution. Our next recipient is Marley Smith. Marley will be receiving the Joyce Heck Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $100.
Our next recipient is Isla Subchuk, who will be receiving the William F. Dudley Rotary Scholarship in the amount of $1,500.
Our next recipient will be Jasira Spencer. Jasira will be receiving the Claren Kolsch Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,500.
Our next recipient is Patrick Spinelli, who will be receiving the Dean Anthony Mason Scholarship in the amount of $500, the William McDevitt VHS Marching Band Legacy Scholarship in the amount of $500, and the Alan R. Reinhardt Memorial Music Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Our next award recipient is Miss Sarah St. Jean. Sarah will be receiving the American Red Cross Award in the amount of $500.
Our next recipient is Robert Steele, who will be receiving the Joel Denzel Cortez Scholarship in the amount of $500.
Our next scholarship recipient is Yaliziaveta Taranenko. Yaliziaveta will be receiving the Lubin Stern Family Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Our next recipient is Christian Van Oosten Ferrari, who will be receiving Master Sergeant Joseph Ramirez Scholarship presented by Master Sergeant Jim Eubanks and Miss Jo Denise Muller in the amount of $1,000, and the Vineland Rotary Scholarship in the amount of $1,000.
Our next scholarship recipient is a little girl I've known for a long, long time, Miss Jezebel Wilson. Jezebel will be receiving the Gerald J. and Marie Barry Memorial Scholarship in the amount of $1,000, along with a plaque. She will also presented by Brittany Barry. She's looking at me because I said I've known her a long time. She also will be receiving the New Jersey School Buildings and Grounds Association Scholarship in the amount of $1,000. She will also be receiving the Otto Schwab Memorial Rotary Scholarship in the amount of $1,500 and the Sylvia and Albert Stern Scholarship in the amount of $10,000 over 4 years. And a scholarship near and dear to my heart, the Dr. John H. Winslow Alumni Scholarship presented by Dr. Kristen Speakman in the amount of $500. At this time, I'd like to announce our Principals Award for Volunteerism. This award is presented to a young lady that makes a difference not only to our school, but to our community. She's one of those students that not only contributes to the school and the community, but she changes her teachers, her principals, and the adults around her. It is my pleasure to present to Miss Michaela Giuliani this award for volunteerism. Michaela had 552 service learning hours this year, over her 4 years, I'm sorry. That is remarkable. Congratulations, Michaela. As we conclude this evening's scholarship celebration, I'm filled with immense pride and profound optimism for our future. What we have witnessed here tonight represents far more than individual achievements. It's a testament to the power and dedication, the strength of our community, the support of our teachers and community, and the boundless potential that resides within each of these honorees this evening. You are now ambassadors of the Fighting Clan spirit, and the world will look to you for your leadership, your innovation, and your service. The same qualities that brought you to this stage tonight, perseverance through challenges, commitment to excellence, and dedication to something greater than yourselves, will guide you as you pursue your dreams and make your mark on the world. Class of 2025 scholar recipients, your time at Vineland High School may be ending shortly, but your story is just beginning. Dream boldly, lead with integrity, and never forget that your Fighting Clan family will always be cheering for your success. Congratulations to all of our honorees. Thank you to all of our donors, and to everyone who has joined us for this special celebration of excellence this evening. Thank you especially to those donors and the families that contributed from their own family contributions. The tradition continues and the future is bright. Go Fighting Clan! We ask that our audience stay seated as the students will stand and process out. Recipients, could you please stand? Cece, lead the way. In the lobby for light refreshments.